Before you watch the next couple, and yeah, it's about 2.5 minutes, I just want you to know that what I recorded there, my thoughts, my feelings, how, all of that was long before I got into recovery from the effects of childhood trauma. So if you'll stay with me through that dark part, I promise I'll bring you out into the light before we end the segment. Thanks. I thought all that I had remembered was all there was. I thought the flashbacks I had all my life were done. How sadly mistaken I was. As new memories have come to me, I have felt totally consumed by them. I've thought that I would die if I had to see anything else in my head. I thought that I would have to run and never stop. I thought I could not bear another scene, and then there were more. They keep coming and coming whether I think about the abuse or not. It's like a plague that I cannot seem to get away from, no matter what I do. I say to myself, to the memories, to the children within, and to the God I have come to believe, somebody or something, make these stop. Stop the pictures, stop the sounds, the smells, the feelings. Please, please stop the feelings. And nothing stops. They say you're in the emergency state. They say this is all part of the healing process. They say this will pass in time. They say you will survive this too. Most of the time, I don't believe them. Most of the time, I want them, all of them, to go away. Most of the time, I hate myself. I hate God, I hate life, and I hate them. Then I have to take a long, deep breath and tell myself, you can hold on for one more moment. But a moment is all because I don't know what the next moment is bringing with it. Moments do pass, but it takes so long for them to go. I can't think about hours or days anymore. I never know if I can allow myself to live until the next one. Okay, hopefully you're still with me because we're getting to the good part now. I told you I would describe how I found my way out of that darkness into the light, so here are a few things I did. I had to become aware of my need for help. I had to seek that help and find a mental health professional who was knowledgeable in the treatment of PTSD from childhood trauma. Getting references from people in my circle helped to find that professional. Then I interviewed a few of them until I found one that I felt somewhat comfortable with and who believed me. Because of having been indoctrinated with untruths and made to believe at a very young age that I knew nothing, it was difficult in the beginning to listen. I had to be taught how to do that. But without learning how to listen, I would never have been able to listen so I could learn. The biggest thing I learned about myself in the beginning was that the abuse was not my fault. I have another video where I speak to that in depth. Please check it out if you haven't done so already. I then learned that I had more feelings than just fear and rage, so I began to identify them. That was not an easy job, but a very needed one. With identifying feelings, I also learned it was okay to have those feelings. What I needed to learn also was how to accept and deal with those feelings. I was taught that I could actually have a life of my own. I had every right to choose who I wanted to be. I could explore new things. Maybe I wanted to be a ballerina or learn line dancing. Perhaps I wanted to be in nature and find some connectedness. Maybe I wanted to sing somewhere other than in the shower. What about a new adventure backpacking through the mountains or learning to swim? I could reinvent myself and create an entirely new self-concept, one that is positive, loving, supporting, and all my own. Those are some of the things, my friend, that brought me into a light I had never seen before. And that insight took me to more and more light. Don't get me wrong, and you'll probably hear me say this a few times. This trip is not a short one, and it takes work on my part, but it is more than worth it for what it brought and is still bringing into my life. Thanks for listening. Okay, so to recap what I did in the beginning of my journey to wholeness: 1, I had to give up and admit to myself that I needed help. 2, I had to seek out someone, a professional, who was knowledgeable in the treatment of PTSD. 3, because I had been fed lies about myself most of my life, I needed to learn how to listen to my therapist and other supportive people and come to believe it was not my fault. 4, I had to get in touch with my feelings, most of which I didn't even know I had. 5, then I was able to recreate myself with a new positive self-concept. 6, by taking these steps, it is allowing me to live my own life, keep my world safe, be loyal to myself, and treat myself in a new, loving way.